Yo, what's up guys, it's Jack and welcome back to another video, playing some more Black Ops 2 and using the Type 25 in this one, which I believe is the most underrated assault rifle in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. If you have good accuracy, this gun absolutely shreds, and it's also really good up close, competes with SMGs, but anyway, that's not what this video is about. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about Call of Duty and what's next, because that has been the big question lately. Now, it's pretty safe to assume that even though it hasn't been officially it hasn't been officially confirmed yet or announced, it's pretty safe to assume that we're going to basically have no more advanced movement in Call of Duty from now on. And that's actually a good thing and it's actually a good thing that we had advanced movement, because the developers as well as Activision themselves now fully know what the community wants, and on top of that, you know, we don't ever have to go back to that again, because obviously the advanced movement overall for Call of Duty, although Black Ops 3 did a pretty good job overall, advanced movement just doesn't really belong in Call of Duty. I think the community learned that, as well as the developers and the publishers themselves. So it's kind of good that we kind of got through that phase. You know, it's one of those, it's like a phase that, you know, it has to get worse before it gets better, if you think about it that way. So, you know, there's always some good always comes of everything, is the saying. So that definitely applies here. But now that we're gonna get a boots into the ground Call of Duty pretty much from now on, the question is what's next? Because if you guys remember, what Treyarch did was, well, they saw that obviously the kind of movement that Treyarch did was they allowed, I mean, the double jumping wasn't as bad, and then the movement itself and all that, it wasn't anything near to what Advanced Warfare was in terms of craziness and how different it was. But, you know, they added wall running or whatnot to, and they've added it to their maps and stuff like that, and there are people that liked it, there are people that hated it, but if there's a reason why Black Ops 3 gets a lot of hate, it's because of that, as well as the specialists. Now, specialists were obviously something that were pretty much inspired by Destiny. And the thing is, now that we're going back to boots on the ground, where are they going to get their inspirations from this time? That's something that's been, you know, rattling in my head back and forth. And now, I'm a believer that any game can take its inspiration from anything, just like people themselves. You know, there's always something you can learn from another individual, no matter whether they're competition or whether they're, you know, working alongside you or whatnot, whether they're on the same team or not. You can always draw inspiration and get ideas from somewhere. You know, even Bruce Lee, you know, quoted something as, and I'm paraphrasing here, it's like, you know, use what is useful and discard what's not, and add what is uniquely your own. So the thing is that where are they going to get their inspiration from this time? And personally speaking, I think right now, since obviously the numbers speak for themselves, there are so many people that play Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 and even Modern Warfare 3, which I will get around to getting videos for that sooner or later. But the thing is, I think right now is the best time for Call of Duty to draw inspiration from itself, because the fans are speaking every single day. And I'm not just talking about forums and videos on YouTube. No. I'm talking about just from playing the game. You know, Activision is looking at their numbers, because that's basically how they work. Is they look at numbers, and they see what's going on online and all that kind of sort of thing. You know, because they want to get the attention of more people. The more people that you draw to yourself from attention, the more potential money you'll make and all that kind of good stuff. You know, because that's how they operate. It's all about numbers and you know, making money and all that kind of stuff, because they are a business. So as of right now, the community is basically saying, just by playing the games alone, that they want an old school boots on the ground Call of Duty. And like, for instance, Call of Duty is good enough, at least for now, to draw inspiration from itself, if you think about it. Because look at, for instance, Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 did one of the coolest things that no other Call of Duty has done, and that is the specialist. Now, Ghost did it as well, but although people did like it and they were glad that it returned, it wasn't quite as good as the specialist that was in Modern Warfare 3. And in Modern Warfare 3, it was a genius idea for them to put specialist in the game and to invent that. You know, they basically took the perk system and said, okay, well, we won't allow the person that chooses a specialist package we won't allow them to get score streaks or kill streaks, and we'll just give them more perks for every 2 kills. I mean, it's a basic concept, but it worked, and everybody loved the hell out of it. And that's what they need to do, in my opinion. If they want to invent anything new, they need to create something from basic concepts that are already within the game. Now that's where the challenge kind of lies, and that's how it's kind of tempting to, let's say, it's very tempting to kind of stray away and to try to come up with something else. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate specialists in Black Ops 3, but at the same time, I am willing to admit that they don't really belong. They wanted to bring something new to the game, which is totally understandable. And you know, Destiny was a good game to kind of draw inspiration from, but you know, Destiny and Call of Duty are not anywhere near the same, and you can't really mix things up too much from two different kinds of first-person shooter games to that degree, because Call of Duty has a very basic and simple formula, and how advanced that formula gets depends on the player themselves and how far they want to take it. So it's right there, you just have to dig in for it. And that's what I believe is so unique about Call of Duty, is that it can continue to remain basic, you know, easy to get into, hard to master, but the better players will create new things for themselves, you know, kind of like the jump shot, the drop shot, finding ways to flank and using different weapons and becoming stylish, like quick scoping, things like that. I mean, there's just so many different things. Now, you know, the basic player, it's kind of like basketball. Michael Jordan took basketball to a whole other level. Why? Because he put style to the game, and he kind of added a layer to it. But he didn't change the game in terms of, you know, how you play the game. You know, it's the same thing. So it's not like everybody wore jetpacks all of a sudden, or although it seemed like Michael Jordan had a jetpack with the way he used to fly. But you see the concept here? So I think Call of Duty is good enough to draw inspiration from itself. So anyway, guys, I ran out of time really, really fast, but I really hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. And let me know down in the comment section. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? What do you guys think? Let it be known down in the comment section. And as always, as you can see here, you can follow me on Twitter. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, let me know. And if you don't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.